No fears, no chains.
Invites you to live a life of emotional abundance.
Written by Vanessa Pisuto. Narrated by Belinda Sainsbury.
A pleasant good morning, dear friends. Today, January the 5th, our devotion is entitled The Half-Open Door. Our scripture reading is from John 8, verse 32. And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. 2 years ago, I adopted a grandfather. His name is Douglas. He is 80 years old and lives 2 blocks from my house. He likes to cook and has a magnificent garden filled with dahlias and hanging baskets with strawberries. I visit him every Thursday after work. Douglas waits for me with the door left, a jar, and a pot of tea. I come in without knocking and announce, "Douglas, I'm home." He comes out of the kitchen and gives me a hug. Every time I see the door left ajar, I think the same thing. God is also that way. I am welcome in Douglas's house and in God's house. God is preparing a place for me, like Douglas prepares a pot of tea for me. Sadly, instead of this welcoming and loving image, many of us have grown up with distorted ideas of God, feeling afraid, thinking that He is some sort of heavenly police officer who is waiting for us to make a mistake so He can give us a ticket. It's very hard to love someone of whom we are terrified. We may obey out of fear of being punished, but love requires trust. In his book, The God-Shaped Brain, Timothy Jennings uses neuroscience to prove that our ideas of God reconfigure our brains. According to Jennings, believing and meditating on a loving God has been linked with growth in the prefrontal cortex and subsequent increase in the ability to feel empathy, sympathy, compassion, and altruism. In other words, worshiping a loving God stimulates the brain to grow and heal. On the other hand, if we worship a tyrannical, punishing, and distant God, according to Jennings, circuits of fear are activated, and if they are not calmed, they produce a chronic inflammation that damages both to the brain and the body. Our ideas of God are not harmless. What we behold truly transforms us into its image. The good news is that Jesus came to the world to eradicate all our distorted ideas of God. That is why He said, "He who has seen me has seen the Father," and "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." Love sets us free from fear. When Jesus stretched out His hands and allowed them to be nailed to the cross, the message that was written with His blood was undeniable. I would rather die than live without you. Dear Lord, may your love remove any wrong idea I may have about you. May I come to realize that in your love there is no fear. And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. John 8, verse 32.